I am standing here with jackmama at the Nationale Marketingdag in Nieuwegein, and jackmama is the creative director of the Probes program at Philips. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
And you are going to have a speech, or is it a workshop?
I'm going to give a talk this afternoon at 3:30.
Yeah. What is it going to be about?
It's going to be about, I call it articulating the horizons 1, 2 and 3. What we mean by that is the work we do is divided into horizons. Horizon 1 is like next generation product, anything from 1 to 3 years ahead. Horizon 2 is looking at projects which are further ahead than that, 3 to 5 years. And then finally Horizon 3 is like anything from 10 to 20 years out. And I've worked in, well, I work mainly in the probes area, which is like more sort of looking at future lifestyle concepts which go out, like I said, 10 or even 20 years ahead. And so I'm going to basically talk about the relationship between these horizons and show examples of some of the work from all of them, just to show a bit how we work and how we go through these different horizon processes. Yeah.
And is your focus mainly on Horizon 3?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, we do lots of different, very different explorations, and they're not necessarily related to Philips businesses. So we're really interested to think outside of what Philips are doing at the moment and get a reaction from people and see. It's very much about sort of creating a dialogue and seeing what people think about what sort of lifestyle could be like, and in 10, 20 years ahead, and is this something that's of interest or not to them.
So what are you hoping to get out of today, out of the meeting?
Well, like I said, it's about creating this dialogue, and you know, I think for me it would be very interesting actually having the conversation with the people after my talk and sort of seeing what the reaction is to the work. And in a sense is a kind of a form of, you know, we could say validation in some ways. I mean, we're interested, it's not just, you know, we're interested to see what really sort of a diverse range of people think, and it's for me very interesting here, being from a design background, to be at this marketing event and to talk to people from this field to get their perspective on the sorts of work that we're doing.
So is this something you do more often, to go to a marketing
No, actually, no, which, like I said, is for me particularly interesting, and I've been sitting in this morning on some of the talks, and they've been absolutely fascinating, really, really interesting. And yeah, I mean, I think the subject, the sessions that I'm in are all about creation, but it's not just designers that have been talking; it's people from advertising and different disciplines. So I'm very interested to hear also and get a reaction from people from these different fields.
Do you have any idea what the reaction might be of this crowd?
I'm really not sure. You know, I think they're a very creative community, and I think they're very open to new ideas. So I guess they're going to be. I mean, I don't know. In one way, they'll be quite critical, but maybe that's a good thing. You know, it's maybe interesting to get the reaction, which is also quite critical in a sense for us, because we learn from those kinds of dialogues, and I think those are things that are interesting, you know, to also find out, not just about we like it, you know, and da. So yeah.
So a big part of your work is actually interaction. You not only talk to marketing people, but we talked earlier, and you said the political background, the socio-economic situations is also, or context is very important. Absolutely.
I mean, a lot of the work stems from our ongoing analysis into the socio-cultural, political, economic sort of observations that are going on, and sort of looking and projecting how some of these different kind of like elements come together to sort of, in a sense, kind of inform an idea about a particular subject, which we then go and explore. And then we create what we call a probe kind of project, and then we put that out in places like YouTube or in different events or an exhibition, and then get reaction from people, like I said. Yeah.
And could you give an example of a probe project that you've already started?
Yes. Well, we just actually finished recently a project all about future of food. And we've divided the project into sort of 3 areas. One's looking at the us getting a better understanding about the effects of food on our body, kind of like food as medicine sort of idea. The other one is looking at or what we call food creation, and it's looking at what's going on with the molecular chefs and molecular gastronomy, and seeing how that might sort of play itself out in future and find itself in the domestic setting and environment. And then the last one we call home farming, which is really looking at what's going on with food crisis and kind of, you know, really a response to the, you know, the sort of sustainable element in all of this. And we create a concept where which we call biosphere, which is all about the intensive growing of food at home. So, and we've made a movie which kind of explains the concepts, and we're going to release them in the next couple of weeks on our website. And
what is the name of the website? Is it the link?
If you go to design.philips.com and look at the probe projects, you'll find us there. And like I said, there's a series of them, and food is one which we've just recently finished. And like I said, I'm going to show that this afternoon, so I'll be interested to see what people are going to think about it.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
And one last question: what do you like the most about your work?
Freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah, I think we're very fortunate in that we have a very open brief, in a sense. In fact, there is no brief in a way. You know, we start from observing all these different forms of trends and looking at people. Yeah, I mean, we call some of these observations also quite as weak signals. You know, so things that we think. We see maybe a clipping in a newspaper which may be this big, but we think actually that's really interesting. You know, an example being, you know, when at the time of Katrina, there was a little clipping in the newspaper which said oil reserves would be down to 30 days. This also then influenced us to think, well, what could be the consequences of this? This led us to do a project around also sustainability, which is another one I'll be showing as well. So, I mean, I like also getting involved in the other horizons of what we do as well, and trying to find and put into, you know, what the learnings that we put in from probe projects into Horizon 2 and into Horizon 1.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall in one of your meetings to see what you come up with. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Jackmama.
Thank you very much.